faith is not as strong as it must be for the work that lies ahead of us. We are facing very challenging times. Not that the church has never faced challenging times before. The church is always facing challenging times. But these times in particular present particular challenges to us. Our Holy Father, Pope Benedict XVI, has said that we're, quite honestly, in somewhat of a crisis of faith in the world today. And there's a crisis of faith among believers. And it's the worst possible time to have a crisis of faith because of the challenges that we face, the challenges to our faith today in our culture, in our world. The Holy Father speaks of the challenges of a radical secularism, a growing secularization of society. That's radical. What does that mean? It means that God is being pushed out more and more and more from the public life, more and more from the lives of individual people. God is becoming more and more irrelevant for people today, in our culture and our society. And that's not alarmist talk. All you have to do is look around. The Holy Father said this very recently. He said, in past ages, past crises in the church, even in our own lifetime for some of us, atheistic communism, we got a glimpse of what a world without God was like. But he says now we see it every day, all around us. We're getting to see more and more what a life without God is like. That's this radical secularism, the pushing of God to the margins for all of us. And we're all affected by this. So don't think any of us are immune. We're affected by the culture around us. The other challenge we face, the Holy Father says, is what he refers to as the dictatorship of relativism. A dictatorship of relativism. What is that? What is relativism? Relativism is this idea that there is no objective truth. There's nothing we can know for sure. There's no truth objective outside of us that is binding somehow on all of us, for every human person. This idea that what's true for you, might be different than what's true for me, or what's true for Joe down the street. That the ultimate measure of anything is the I. And the Holy Father says this. It seems the only thing that's really valued in the world today is the sense that only what I believe, only what I think, only what I feel matters. That I am the measure of truth. That I get to decide what's right and what's wrong and what's true and what's false in the world today. As if there is no truth outside of myself. And so this relativism, this idea that, truth isn't so important, and what you believe, okay, that's fine for you, but kind of keep it to yourself. You're free to worship as long as you keep it within the walls of the church, but hey, don't carry it outside. Because your truth isn't for us. This dictatorship of relativism is a grave threat to us. And it must be battled. It must be overcome. Do you think truth mattered to Jesus? Jesus said twice in the gospel tonight, in his prayer to the Father, I consecrate them in the truth. In his truth. In the truth of Jesus Christ. And the gospel that he proclaimed and continues to proclaim in his church. Truth mattered to Jesus because he consecrated his disciples in the truth to share that truth. And so we need